experience, when something traumatic like, cancer diagnosis has happened. Thinking in that same vein and, include and being inclusive of a child and a child's emotion, a child's feelings, what language would you think is like more preferable that you should be using or should avoid, in explaining again the diagnosis to a child?
We actually um, usually recommend moving away from words like sick, which are very, very general and can be confusing for a child. And we use real words that the child is going to hear. Words like cancer and multiple myeloma are being used. If words like chemotherapy and radiation and oncology are being used, then those are the words we want to use with our kids. And sometimes that can feel really scary and overwhelmed. Children are usually more overwhelmed by sensing that there's something serious going on and without being told, well, what is it?
The way that I kind of lined it out simple and to the point, it can really be passed on to how you can have this conversation with an adult. That family member or friend that doesn't quite understand what you just told them. Okay.
Mhm.
Or just like a child, it depends. It could be that extreme where right away you're thinking death, where it may not necessarily be death. You know what I'm saying? So I guess a child and an adult can kind of be in the same bubble to some degree. But with all that said, for me, I think having that discussion early helps, because this isn't like a quick situation, if you will. It's a long process. Each patient is different.
Mhm.
If there's remission, hopefully it's a long remission. Where
Mhm.
is if the child is young to when they're older, where the conversation started here. The child is part of what mama and daddy said, until they're like old enough where okay, now we can have like this fluid conversation. So it's a long step. Now if you're in treatment, for those who have been in treatment, we know what that entails: fatigue, not feeling well, medications. If you have a younger child, how do you hold that off? Like, oh, let me just
Mhm.
kind of go into bed and I'll see you the next morning. Sometimes it's not
Mhm.
that simple.